Yeah, no, that's not clickbait. Like that's not clickbait. I'm maybe in a week or two I'll finish it off just because I'm kind of curious, but I'm just I went into this knowing it was probably going to be shit. My expectations were exceeded on how pathetic season 5 is. So, okay, I watch episode 4, and episode 4 starts to like make me, hey, this might actually be interesting. We get this cool fight scene against like some dark evil bears. And there's they kill off the what's the name of the lesbian general? Amaya, I think. They kill off Amaya and then token black guy, Corvus, I think his name was. I don't know. They just kill those two off, and I'm like, wow, people like Corvus, and Amaya's kind of a major character in a way, I guess. She was important in some of the previous seasons. that was funny. So yeah, like, okay, she died. That's interesting. Okay. And Karam is doing some cool shit with Soul Regem. Soul Regem is being a freaking epic old angry dragon. The Blood Moon Huntress, a lot of people knew she was going to be a thing because they just have to use the comics they made. And to be fair, the way they introduced her, you don't need to know the comics to know she's a thing. I am kind of finding it funny that what they describe as how she has her powers is basically just dark magic. So elves get to do dark magic, but humans don't get to do dark magic. Interesting. But so episode 4, I don't really care about the main characters. Viren. We finish up Viren's little nightmares, and it ends really, really well with him, like, apparently as a young man knowing that's where I'm going to end up, and I'll still walk the exact same path because I know it's the correct path. So I get into episode 5, and I'm like, okay, why do we not see Janai's response to Amaya being killed? Why do we just... Janai doesn't exist. They spend last season building up their connection, building up their... Just gone. Doesn't exist. We see the Blood Moon Huntress in this episode. Or is it episode 6? I don't know. We get introduced to the Blood Moon Huntress at some point in episode 5 or 6, and I actually enjoyed that. But... and they need the Blood Moon Huntress to fix Soul Regem because he's battered, broken, and depressed. So... we just ignore that Janai would be depressed about losing the person she loves. Corvus is just completely ignored. Like, no one takes the time to grieve. We just jump into, hey, we got to continue the mission. We got to keep going. Like, there's not even a pause for we lost someone in the following episode. It's like time has passed. But no, it's literally a couple of hours after your aunt and a close companion of yours is dead. What? And then they go north, they talk to like some Yoda ripoff, find out that, hey, the dragons were willing to kill an innocent person to keep the fact of like the nature of Eros' prison secret. Like he was so dangerous that we couldn't let anyone who knew how to free him live. So why don't you just kill him? Like Callum brings it up as like maybe we should get this cool sword to poke Erebos with, stick him with the pointy end. And Ezra's like, no, we can't kill him. Killing bad. Ignore that I called an airstrike down on my own people without knowing they were fireproof. I cheered when the dragons burned my own people alive. Yeah! Woo! I am a tyrannical monarch. I only have power because of a military dominance over my oppressed peasantry. Yay! Yay! Ah! Yay! Fucking bullshit. And then to tack on the bullshit, like, you don't even have any good scenes with Viren in episodes 5 or 6. He's just sitting there in a catatonic state, even though he woke up. And then what made me not want to continue, what made me go, this cannot get any stupider. So throughout the entire season, throughout the entire show, really, they've never really taken much care for distances. Like travel takes as long as it needs to take. And all right, fine. Okay. Avatar: The Last Airbender, they made sure travel felt like it mattered. It took time. There would be episodes that are just devoted to moving from point A to point B. I'm not expecting that from this show. This show, just you go where you need to do. You are where you need to be. Complete task. Move on. Travel doesn't really matter. They do show it's a thing. They do show that there is a great distance, but at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. Great. They need to get a ship. They need to get a ship so that they can travel fast enough
to go to the sea to get to like the location where they need to find Erebos' prison. But they've used dragons in the past to fly there. Just call a dragon. They may have mentioned why. I just missed it. And if that's the case, I apologize. But also, this city has humans just walking around on the Zadian side of the border. Why? Why are there humans here? There's this like big wood monster thing. Like it looks like it's made of driftwood. Is it a golem? Is it an animal? Is it a pet? Is it like, what is it? It acts like a person. It goes, boss, and the boss will want to see you. And it acts like a person. Okay, so it's not a golem, but what is it? What are you? That's not explained. The guy with the 2 eye patches from like season 2 is here, and it's like, okay, cool. Like, what the fuck? I don't care about you. Why are you here? Like, it feels like they did this just so they could introduce this like pirate king guy. And I'm not going to bring it up, but they, like, in the previous seasons, like an archdragon was a big deal. Like seeing Soul Regem or seeing Zubeia or seeing Rex Igneous, like that was a big moment, and the character added something to the plot. They did something. They introduced the archdragon in like episode 1. I like the voice actress. I don't know who she is. I really, really liked her voice. I like the design. It's cool. She's literally there just to send them to find Yoda. Just to send them to go talk to Yoda. That's it. There's like this big ceremony. There's like moments taken where Ezrin sticks like this crystal thing and like a horn sounds and the dragon comes out and it's like this big thing, and it's literally just, yeah, go there. Just go talk to Yoda. Go talk to Yodel. Like, this show is so stupid. Like, I can't even anymore. I can't. It doesn't any interesting, like the only interesting plot line at this point, because Viren is basically just now I don't care about that. Karam's the only plot line that I care about, because there's Karam, who, like I mentioned, Muad'Dib going into the desert, coming out. That's cool. There's the Blood Moon Huntress. I am a product of my generation. We typically have a problem with goth type things. I'm not afraid to admit that fact. I should be afraid to admit that fact. So I would be interested to see more of this character. I also like, villainous shit. Like I've mentioned, Viren and Karam are my favorite characters this season. I can't. I can't. Because the show has absolutely no internal consistency. You either don't care about travel or you care about travel enough to steal a ship. You either care enough about timeline enough or you don't. Because they keep talking about how Viren, Claudia, and Terry, they have more time. They can get to... They've been on the run faster. Karam walked from Luxaria to the desert. Like, he walked that distance in the same time that it took Callum and Rayla to ride. Speaking of which, there was also time for them to go home and then just kind of chill in Catolis and just vibe while Viren was recovering. So, like, it's like... But he wasn't even recovering because they end up, like... It's like Claudia's been only waiting a couple hours. Like, the timeline makes no sense. The distances traveled make no sense. But they keep flip-flopping on whether or not it actually matters. If it didn't matter, okay, great. But then you call out specifically, they're days ahead of us. We need to keep going. And we need to get a ship so we can catch up to them. Okay, well, why haven't they already reached the island yet? Why can't you use a dragon? Like, what the fuck is going on? There's absolutely no internal consistency anymore. There's absolutely no interesting characters. There's just bad jokes ruining serious moments. And the serious moments you do get, like Amaya being killed off, are brushed over and ignored in the very next episode. Like, they don't matter. This show is literally a fanfic. It's basically going, look at this cool thing that I came up in the moment. Look at this. Great. Now go look at this. Now go look at this. It's a badly written D&D campaign. Take it from someone who's run a few badly written D&D campaigns and played in a few badly written D&D campaigns. I would rather go watch Hell of a Boss right now. Like that frankly, that is my level of just what the fuck this is bad is at. That is where I am at right now. And believe me, I tried. Because at like episode 4, legitimately, I'm sitting here and they start fighting the monsters. And you've got Karam is talking about how he's going to save Luxaria. And you've got like these moments of him standing in the desert speaking to the high priest. And you got like Viren's flashbacks. And I'm like, okay, the main plot, there's a little bit more action. There's a little bit more cool factor going on. Okay, I'm not normally someone who needs violence to be interested in a product. I can handle a conversation, but that spices up the A plot. That makes the A plot more interesting. Fine. I like Viren. I like Karam. They're both doing cool shit. Viren's doing some self-reflecting, and basically what is the... I'm assuming the TDP crew just like rang up the God Hand after they slaughtered Guts' friends in Berserk, and were like, hey, we need to borrow your venue. Is that cool? And Void was like, sure, you could borrow it, but you'll have to clean up. And like that's where Viren was with Claudia, like in his little head, like looking at the fact that Claudia is becoming what he is, and he is helpless to stop her from becoming what he is. And you've got, again, Karam is trying to, he's basically beseeching his God to help save his people. And God is like, dude, I am a battered, broken, blind old man. Let me die. And Karam's like, we're going to go fix God. And proceeds to go find Vampire GF Waifu. Vampire GF Waifu. What the fuck does that even mean? What is wrong with you? Anyway, again, not clickbait. There will be no third review. There will be no overall review. Hell, I might not even continue my Humanity Analyzed Zadia series. Like, my interest for this show is just no longer here. It's gone. Fuck you, Team Wonderstorm. I actually liked this world, and you have just killed any interest I have in it due to your own incompetence. Stop bringing up the fact you guys made Avatar. Clearly that was a fluke based off of what happened here. And I already shilled in the first episode, so if you watch that, do the same stuff I said. Have a good one. Don't watch this fucking show.